Welcome everybody. It's another Stormgate cast and I'm Algorithmore and we got another special treat for us today. We have one of the heroes, one of the icons of the Stormgate community. That's right, this is Smudge. Smudge playing the Vanguard faction? What? You're a fire giant, buddy. Yes, well actually I don't know who is playing under the Smudge account, so I'm just going to call them Smudge today. There are lots of potential pet members of our community who might be playing under this account. Maybe it's JXP. Maybe it's GameFriend. I don't know. Who knows? If you know, let me know in the comments down below. One person I know it's not from our community is Mixu, because Mixu here is playing the Infernal faction. And Mixu is also off faction, so Smudge is playing Vanguard and Mixu is playing Infernal. Well, that's because Mixu plays all factions technically. I think of Mixu as a Vanguard player, but especially related to certain patches and their balance, Mixu will switch it up. He's played some Celestial, as you can probably tell on the leaderboard. If you check it out, he's the top person on the leaderboard from 0.4.0 when Celestials were broken, and he helped show that they were broken by getting all the way up there and all those points. But now he's playing the Infernal faction because they're a little bit broken. Not quite as broken as 0.40 Celestials were, but they are still a little broken. And not quite as broken as they were just a last patch before the hotfix. And now, oh, so he tried to get those Phantoms to get a little bit of DPS, but right now it's Gaunt's doing the tanking. You don't really want that. Finally, the Shadow Mastiffs are on the Brutes. Another Brute showing up. So we've got Mixu doing a little bit of creep jacking over here on Smudge's side of the map. What do you got out here? Oh, Smudge does have a scout on the map, and that's interesting. I do like this play out of Vanguard players to open with a scout. The scout was such a dominant unit back when we got free scouts at the beginning. So much so that it got that free units removed from the game. But that means it's probably a really good tech choice right off the bat for a Vanguard player. Go get one of these scouts, and as we can see, a little map control, a little bit of stealing these towers. But at the same time, Mixu is getting his own health camp and getting his third base up. Actually, is that a fourth? Which one went down? So yeah, that would be a fourth even. So Mixu is going hard into the economy right now and has moved his force to take over this vision tower, while our little scout friend is out eating the cabbages on the map. One cabbage at a time. Ooh, looking to try and get back in there, but cannot. And we're seeing Fiends sent out. Fiends sent out to get a little sight on these maps. This Fiend on patrol. Oh, gonna try and get on the Lancer. Oh, wow. And a couple promotes going down to keep the Lancer alive. But that shows a little bit of the the armor debuff that you get from the Fiend there. This poor Lancer, is he going to get caught? No, he's running out actually, so good job by Smudge. Smudge has some really good micro. Whomever you might be, Smudge. So far so good, keeping your Lancer alive. But this health camp got taken over by Mixu, and is Mixu going to come in here and try and deal some damage now? Or is it, so far it's been a lot of camp battles out here. And Mixu is going to take this vision tower too. And Mixu is in control of the camps at the moment. So the map control at the moment has been fully ceded to Mixu. Although here comes Smudge wanting to say, you want to battle? I've got 2 Vulcans. Is that enough to deal with that big army? I don't know. But as far as Mixu's concerned, Mixu says, fine, I'm just going to go get more income, get stuff going on. Meanwhile, there was a little bit of little dog versus Fiend going on over here. And here come the Lancers with the Medtechs. Jump jets in. And doing a pretty good job to lay damage down on those units, but not quite taking anything out. Well, there are a few corpses here. Maybe they got a Gaunt or two, or maybe got a Brute. But these units in a very good defensive position here at the top of the ramp. The Vulcans just do not care. They're just going to come up here and say, fine. We're going straight for damage on that vault, and this Shroud Stone here is upgrading to Ray Stone, so it's not putting out any DPS right now. The Weaver did get a lash in, jump jet on one of the Brutes, but there's just a lot of Brutes here. And another couple Vulcans show up. This is just an interesting Vulcan medtech play. The Lancers were really just early tech, and the Weaver is really getting her money's worth there. She's lashed in 2 or maybe even 3 Vulcans already. But Smudge is not deterred. Smudge has faced much worse in the infernal canyons filled with fire and magma, and has just built more Vulcans. Has decided, hey, Vulcans are the way to go. One Vulcan gonna get caught. Is the Weaver gonna lash her? Ooh, nice jump jets, murdering one of those Brutes. The rest run back. And Smudge taking a little bit of map control. Not super speedy with these units, but is able to capture both vision towers, and that just means that Smudge is able to see the map just a little bit better. So we don't see this one being taken over by a Gaunt. Lancer versus Gaunt, I think we know how that one goes down. Oh, the Gaunt runs away. Gaunt runs away, but there is going to be a little battle over here. Jump jet forward. This Lancer, oh no! Aggroed all the way into the base to die. That's too bad, because the Lancer should have been on hold position up here. Oh, look, another Lancer comes. Dang, I hope I don't die. Double Lancer this time. Meanwhile, our Vulcan force is just kind of parading back and forth out front here. And a little small force going to take the Vision Camp. With a Weaver, just in case. But, Hellborns are good with that single unit damage now, but whoa, Weaver taken out quickly. Hellborn's gonna go down. One good micro to get away, but there's another one, and oh, they both go down. So I like the idea of the small strike force to maybe not risk as much, but it turned out they all went down. I see something suspicious going on over here. Yes, we do have a drop as this tower is getting taken. So Mixu's going for a drop, while also got a few Brutes over here. Double drops going down, double drops. And this is Miasma drop. Miasma drop, that's interesting. I haven't seen that. That's some really cool tech out of Mixu here. We got Brute drop going down in the base, in the main base of Smudge. And Smudge says, you know what? I know what's going on here. I am a fire giant. I've dealt with this before. Actually, I've never actually seen this before. The Miasma drop. Pretty deadly. But so far, I think the workers have been doing a good job of pulling back and getting out of the way of those Miasmas. And FG goes down. So both drop ships are still active. And ooh, Hexens go down there. Where'd that other dropship go? Being harassed by medtech. And I think I heard the teleportation of that Harbinger. And the Brutes are back going for this hangar bay. Are they going to get it? Yes, and ooh, they have to drop down as the Harbinger is taken out. And actually the hangar bay is still there with 15 hit points. That's not good for Mixu. Mixu wanted to get that. Now, what is good for Mixu is Mixu's got bases. Bases. Everywhere is a base. Ooh, and Mixu has got a dragon. So while didn't miss out on the macro while was microing those drops. And it is Smudge who's got a little bit of a bank here, although Mixu's carrying a wee bit one. Actually just spent it up. And it was those miasma drops were interesting. I don't know how much damage they got down with it, but now the Hexen are just part of the army, and they're going to be able to use that spell as a zoning spell. Not super great against the Vulcan army. Used to be really good against higher hit point units, but not so much anymore. And wow, okay, we got Shroud Fall coming down from Mixu. Mixu's going in here. There are some Hornets, but they got chased away by Shadow Flyers. And the Vulcans are doing a pretty good job on the ground here. Miasma's going down. But the Vulcan, woo, huge jump jets forward, getting on top of the Brutes. Brutes just getting torn through by the guns of the Lancers, or sorry, of the Vulcans here. And it's just Hellborn and Dragon, and that's pretty punishing kind of damage here, but they do pull back. The Dragon, I think, should be putting down damage. There's nothing to deal with the Dragon, or I guess there's a couple of Hornets. But I feel like the Dragon should be able to take out those 2 Hornets. And then could be just putting damage onto the Vulcans. But for now, the Dragon's pulled back. Maybe Mixu doesn't want to lose that Dragon in more risky play like that. Oh, here we go. That's why. Because there's a ton of Hornets out here for Smudge. Smudge jumps right on the Dragon, kills it. And yeah, so that was kind of risky. Now, I don't like this. Sacrificing all the Hornets to try and kill some Hellborn and actually not getting any. I think got one, actually. So the initial play was good, but then the continued sacrifice of those Hornets, I didn't like that as much. But it's okay. Smudge says, I've got more. And they're rallied out here. That's not good. Probably don't want them rallied out there. But you can come and snipe some Maggies, although 3 Mags. Interesting choice. I guess they will do pretty good against these Vulcans. If they can get on top of them. Need that mag speed. We don't have any mag upgrades at the moment. I wonder if Mixu's going for that. Do we have Hellforge somewhere? And what is it researching? But we are going to have a little bit of a battle here. Jump jets. So, wow, those Vulcans are in kind of a clump. But I'm hearing just Hellborn going down. That's that sound we're hearing. Hellborn dying. And I guess Vulcans just have really crazy DPS when you got them in a clump of like 5, 6, 7 here. While these Vulcans are doing their thing, the Hornets are over here killing workers right now, and they're just going free reign on those workers. Meanwhile, here comes in the Magmadons. One Magmadon on top of some of the Vulcans. A couple Vulcans going down here. The Hellborn are getting to use their massive damage on these units, but it's Hornets above that are helping out strangely, and we're still at 6, 7 Vulcans it looks like, and Smudge does pull back. A little Scout Hornet moving forward, a little Fireball in the air just ready to fire off from that Hellborn, just waiting, just saying, give me one reason to shoot my Fireball at you and I will. And there we go. Fireballs launched away. Vulcans fighting as best they can in the front line there. But Hornets moving forward and focus firing down the Hellborn. That's their purpose here, is to get as many of these high cost units as possible. And as they go down, it means these Vulcans have free reign. Here for the moment, they're going to just mow down some workers. A ton of workers going down. And not a commitment from Mixu with his with his Magmadons yet. He made those Magmadons, but I haven't seen a good push into these Vulcans yet with them. A lot of Shadow Flyers to try and deal with the Hornets. Here come the Magmadons, but there we go. Finally get some tramples. They do have the Demon Hoof Tremors now. And Hornets coming back to kill the Dragon. Yes, the Dragon goes down. And so does a Hellborn. And we are watching a bunch of Magmadons who cleaned up the Vulcans. That's what they were here for. They have nothing to deal with these Hornets. And the Hornets are just getting free mag kills, which is terrible. If you're Mixu at least. Wonderful if you are Smudge. And Smudge, another big trample, but that's just to take out one single Vulcan, I think it was, and it's just Hornet free reign at the moment. I can see these 3 Vulcans also on the right hand side. I do think that Mixu has enough to deal with them. Sky mines, what else we got over here? Workers. Hornets chase back the Hellborn and some brutes, which means that the Vulcans can try and get on top of the workers, but they pull back, and bye-bye to a conclave. More conclaves are going to go down. And a couple of Vulcans running home, and that's because some units have shown up on the front door. This is a little counter push coming out of Mixu. And doing a pretty good job getting a nice trample on some servos. Lots of dead servos there. Lots of dead servos. But the Hornets have pulled back, and it's just how long can these Magmadons stay alive, basically, as the Hornets rain down gunfire. And they get some workers, but it's not clear they got too many servos in that final push there. But that was some delaying tactics from Mixu, as Smudge was forced to pull back from this position, although gets back here in time to defend it. And more workers going down to these Hornets as well. So this harass is pretty devastating from Smudge so far all game. Shroud Stones just getting taken out here. Some brutes showing up, but getting jump jet down, so the Vulcans actually not having as hard a problem with the brutes as some of the other units, because they can counter stun, I guess. I mean, that's sort of what the Vulcans were doing on Magmadons earlier as well. So not too surprising to see the jump jets being used in that way as well. And Mixu's not given up in this, despite being down quite a bit in supply. Has been on many bases for many minutes, and is hoping to try and get something up here as well, putting down some more static D, and maybe counter this contain from Smudge. But I think Smudge is just buying time to push in and finish this off. In fact, here comes Smudge right now. We get cancels on those Shroud Stones, at least 2 of them. And we're going to watch this shrine go down. And this position that Mixu is trying to get up is not, it's gone now. So it's not a possibility. A few imps here didn't get the message yet, and they come walking in, but yep, taken out by Hornets. And Medtechs and Vulcans, we got the whole army here. And I have a feeling this could be it now, as this sort of slow contained push is starting to just deal serious damage here on Mixu's economy. And oh, wait a second, there was one more little drop in counter push here. So Mixu's doing his best to try and get some damage done to counter the damage that he's taking. But there is still some Vulcans here, and that's going to be GG out of Mixu.